Welcome to YAP with YAP, a podcast series from the YAF's Youth Advisory Board.
Is it just me that thinks that everything's gone so expensive recently? Meal deals aren't £3 anymore and it seems like the price of things goes up every other month. What role does the cost of living crisis play in the lives of young people and how are different communities experiencing these challenges? Let's discuss.
Welcome to our first episode of YAP with YAP.
The first topic we'll be discussing is finances and how that relates to youth violence, such as material deprivation.
Cozzy Livz.
Yeah. How do you think the cost of living is affecting young people now?
It always will affect young people and then people going through their lives, and affects even from the beginning. It affects education and the resources that you are getting. Obviously, if you come from a more of a privileged background, you're gonna get so much more support and resources that you can utilize. You may not even notice, but when you are in the position when you don't have as much, you are probably not as motivated to do well at school. And realistically, nowadays, if you don't do well at school, then you're just gonna struggle and you're gonna go to bad pathways, I guess.
I think the cost of living crisis is kind of feeding into other issues in society as well. So because I would go as far to say is everyone is struggling at the minute, regardless of where you are in the hierarchy. Everyone's feeling it to some extent, and I think we're seeing this issue, and then it comes into political things where people are blaming certain people in society for the cost of living. I think the media is definitely amplifying certain issues. So it's not just an actual financial issue, it's creating a divide within community in general.
I guess families can't afford basic necessities, so young people are going out stealing stuff from the shops and stuff like that. So that's how it's affecting young people and how it's affecting families, really.
Yeah, and I feel with the cost of living as well, it's the bare things you need, especially in schools and clubs and things like that. If you can't even afford them, how are you supposed to tap into the education system?
I would love to just revisit what you were talking about in the frustrations of the cost of living. So one of them, you probably all seen on the media, one of the biggest thing with this narrative is that, there aren't enough jobs. These people are coming in and getting loads of privileges that we can't afford and we can't get, even though this is our country. And I just find a lot of that, especially in my area, those frustrations kind of come out onto everyone who is of colour. And for me, where I live, predominantly, is loads of Caribbean people, it's loads of asylum seekers. And because everyone there, specifically in my family, or as I've seen in my family as well, these frustrations are rooted towards them and directed towards them, it kind of feels very, very isolating. And it's a little bit we're being impacted by these issues as well. Why are we being framed as the enemies? And I've seen firsthand, my siblings being affected by these frustrations. I've seen how it's made them isolate themselves, and as a result, it means that they'll be doing things that aren't necessarily the best for them.